guys, so today's video is going to be a little bit different. It is a tutorial, but I don't know what I'm doing. I knew I wanted to film a video today, but I wasn't sure what exactly to film. So I'm going to film a tutorial, but I don't have a plan. So we'll just see. I have bought a few new things lately and I'm going to be testing them out for the first time today in this video. So you'll also see my first impression. But anyway, yeah, let's just get into it. Okay, so like I said, this is a bit more different than usual. Normally I do a voiceover and edit the heck out of it, but today I'm just going to sit here and put on makeup and talk to you guys. Alright, so for primer, I'm going to use my That Gal Brightening Primer by Benefit. It's actually pink and smells really nice, but it just goes straight into your skin. Your skin doesn't look pink after using it. So it is a brightening primer, so it just gives you more of a glowy effect to your skin rather than a more mattifying primer like the Professional by Benefit. So I just got done coordinating a massive dancer Stedford. And it went for 6 days and it was 12 hours plus every day on my feet running around. And it was a massive, massive job organising dances and music and coordinating things, and it was massive, but it was so much fun. It takes a lot of energy out of you. By the end of it, like by day 6, my brain was just fried and that was our most intense day as well. But it's always enjoyable. Can't wait until next year. And as you can probably hear, my neighbour's dogs are howling. I hate those dogs so much. Alright, so I've got my primer on. Next I'm going to use my foundation. And today I've chosen products that are half drugstore and half high-end. And yeah, like I said, I've got quite a few. Got a few new ones to test out. And if you can hear my house shaking, that is probably my dryer. I've got it going at the moment. Don't mind the shaking. Sorry, I don't even know what I said. Did I tell you what foundation I'm using? I'm using the Revlon ColorStay foundation in Buff, the second lightest shade. That's what I always use, and I'm just tipping some out onto my foundation palette, and it's taken a while to come out because it's so darn cold. Okay, a bit of an interruption there. My camera just decided to say that it had no card in it when it actually did. So it recorded everything that I was just doing, but I don't know, that was a bit strange. My camera has been doing strange things as of late. Let's move on to concealer. So I have a new brush for concealer. Now normally I use my beauty blender to blend in my concealer. It is the best thing ever to apply concealer underneath your eyes and blend it in. But each time you use it, you have to wash it and wet it so it's nice and damp, and well, when you're running late in the mornings, you really don't want to have to put up with all that. So I saw a lot of other girls using this brush and I thought I might give it a try. It is the tapered Kabuki F86 brush from Sigma. I only got it yesterday along with a few other brushes, which I'll show you later, that I've never used before from Sigma. Okay, so for concealer I'm using my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind in the Brightening? Yes, in the Brightener. I have to say I'm not the biggest fan of this concealer. I feel like it just doesn't last that long on me. But I know other people absolutely love it, which is why I'm giving it another crack. I feel like it doesn't, yeah, it just doesn't last long. So it's quite pink. Okay, so I've got my tapered Kabuki F86, and I guess I'm just gonna pat it in the same way that I would use my beauty blender. So far, I really like it. That works really good. Wow, I look like a ghost in the viewfinder. Now, to conceal other spots on my face, I'm going to use my Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer. This is in number 2, Light. Any blemishes I have? I don't really have blemishes, I just have marks from where I had blemishes. To set my foundation, I'm going to use my Rimmel Stay Matte Pressed Powder. I'm really liking this stuff. So I'm just going to put this under my eyes to set my concealer, and then just on my T-zone. For bronzer, I'm going to be using my Body Shop Honey Bronzer in number 1. For the brush that I'm using, just using one that came with my Rockateur blush from Benefit, I think. That looks super severe on this viewfinder, it's so funny. It's okay, I'm blending it out. I really love this brush to give me a nice contour. It's a lot like the NARS Ita brush, though you don't have to spend the money. I'm just going to go around the outside of my forehead. So for brows, I'm just going to use the same things that I always use, which is my MAC Omega eyeshadow and my Ardell Brow Sculpting Gel. It was clear, but it is now a yucky brownie colour. For eye primer, I'm whipping out an old one, which I haven't used for a while, and that is my Too Faced Shadow Insurance. That is the name, Too Faced Shadow Insurance. I do find with this one that if I don't give it a good shake before I use it, it comes out really watery. Does anyone else have that problem? I think I've heard Emily Noel mention that before. Okay, so the eyeshadow palette that I'm using is this one from Maybelline. I'm just gonna somehow rip into it. I literally bought it like this morning, like half an hour ago, because I just wanted something new, something different. This one is called Hyper Diamonds. I almost bought, it was one by Maybelline. It was in their Big Eyes range. Haven't heard any American beauty YouTubers talk about the Big Eyes range, so maybe it's out in Australia first and not in America for a change. Almost bought one of those, but it had this random orange shade in it. I'm like, yeah, I don't think I can work with that. So then I saw this one above it and I thought, wow, that looks really pretty, because I wanted to pick up something that looked like autumn and winter, so had lovely warm shades. But yeah, that orange shade from that other palette, yeah, don't think I could have worked with that. Alright, we'll see how we go, but they're all very metallic shades, so I want something matte to go through my crease. So I got one of my matte palettes here. I'm going to use this shade here. It's called Wedge, just a basic cool mid-tone brown. And I'll show you these new brushes that I got from Sigma. These are the 3 brand new ones that I've never used before. So this one here is the All Over Blend E37. It's quite a stiff brush and quite large as well, so that'll be good for blending. The next one that I got is the Buff and Blend E39. So it's very similar to the previous one, but smaller and maybe a bit more dense. The next one I got is called the Diffused Crease, which is very similar to the E40. It's kind of like the little sister of the E40. See how similar they are? But the E38 is more dense than the E40. So I think I'll take my E38 Diffused Crease brush and I'll put some Wedge on it and just run that through my crease. Alright, so I'm going to take a flat shading brush. This one is my MAC 239, probably my favourite flat shading brush. And I reckon I'm going to take, great English there, colour. I am going to take this shade here, the lighter one out of these 2 corner ones. It looks like a different color once you put your brush into it. Looks more peach. Okay, I moved in just a little bit closer for you guys. So I've got that on the back of my 239, and I'm just going to place this on the middle part of my eye. So just keeping away from the inner corner and the outer corner. Oh yeah, that's shimmery. Actually, it looks completely different when you put it on the eye. That is weird. It looks more of like a light gold in the pan and on the eye. But then when you put your brush into it, it comes out more peachy. And it looks peach on your brush, but then when you put it on your eye, it looks more gold. Like, I don't... confusing. What I'm actually going to do is just apply it with my finger. I think it might be opaque if I do that. Yeah, that's way better. Now on the other side of that brush, I'm going to take this lightest shade in the palette. And I'm going to put that in the inner corner area. Looks like quite a bit of fallout actually. Oh, that's nice. That's nicer. That's a bit better. It's much more opaque than that other colour. And I'm just going to take a blending brush to blend it out. I'm probably going to take my E39. It's really like a precise blending brush. I like that. Okay, so flipping back onto the other side of that brush, I'm going to take this other darker shade on this side. It's more like a bronzy pink shade, but we'll see when I put my brush into it if it changes colour like the other one. That's pretty actually. That reminds me of Sable by MAC. Alright, I'm going to put this on the outer corners. Ooh yeah, I like that one. That one is pretty. Yep. Going back in with that E39, just blending out that colour we just put down. I like to blend with practically every step. Excellent. But yeah, I do have fallout. I can see it. So if you use these palettes from Maybelline, you might want to do your eyes first and then your foundation, because I am getting a bit of glittery fallout, which is disappointing. Next I'm going to take a E30, a pencil brush, and I'll take the darkest shade up the top here, which looks like a really pretty burgundy. And I'm just going to put this in my outer V just to darken it up. And take that same blending brush, blend out the outer edges. This is a lovely palette for blue eyes. I think it would look really nice on green eyes as well. I don't think I'll use that highlight shade on my brow bone just because it comes off on my skin very yellow. I don't like a very yellow highlight, so I might go back into my MAC palette and use Blanc Type, which is just a matte shadow, just a off-white matte shadow. This is a great highlighting eyeshadow. I was just like, who was this talking just then? But it was my computer just telling me it's 1 o'clock. It's okay. There's no stranger in my house. I might even take some of that Blanc Type on the tip of that brush and just put that in my inner corners. For my lower lash line, I'm going to take that pencil brush again, and I'm going to take the nicer of the two triangular ones, the darker one, the one I like the most, on that pencil brush. Tap off the excess, and I'm going to apply that on the outer half of my lower lash line. And then maybe that other crappy shadow, which I didn't really like. I might just grab that darkest shade off the top again. Actually, I haven't used this gold down the bottom, and I probably won't. I'll just take this E39 again and get a little bit of that on it, the darkest shade. And I might put that through my crease just to darken it up. And then grab that E37 and blend out those edges. Oh yes, I like this brush. Quick and easy blend. For eyeliner, I'm going to use my favorite eyeliner, which you guys know. Do I even have to say it? It is the NYX Slide-On Pencil in Jet Black. Now I've got my E15 from Sigma, and I'm just going to draw a thin line along my upper lash line. Then I'm going to take my E15 and I'm going to wing it out. Smudge it and wing it at the same time. We'll see how this goes. Then for mascara, I'm using my Benefit They're Real. Trying not to buy any more mascara until I've used up all of my opened ones. What a difference it makes putting mascara on. So for my blush, I wanted to go something on the berry spectrum. So I've got this one here by e.l.f. and it's called Berry Merry. Quite appropriate. So hopefully this goes. So I've just got my Sigma F10 blush brush here. Just got a little bit and I'm just going to build it up. Because I don't want it to be too crazy. For some reason, blush always applies more strongly to this cheek than that one. It's the strangest thing. Do you guys have that problem? So I'm just going to get my powder brush that I used and just dust it off a bit because I know I did use bronzer on it, but it should be fine. Just going to blend that one in. Alright, now for lips, again I'm not quite sure what I want. So the first one I'm going to try out is Raspberry Pie by Revlon. Mine looks terrible. This is a Revlon Lip Butter. I don't mind it, but I think I want something with a bit more red in it and less pink. So I'm just going to take this one off, and I've got two more lip butters that I think might work. Red Velvet. It's okay. I don't mind it, but I'm just going to try Sugar Plum next. I think I'm leaning towards Red Velvet actually. I know what to do. I'm going to take a selfie. And I'm going to put Red Velvet back on. Red Velvet. Red Velvet it is. Done. So that is it. This is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. The rubbish man just came down the street, turned around in front of our house and went back. Why? So I think this would be a great look for autumn and winter, which is what it is now here in the southern hemisphere. And this palette isn't that bad. I mean, apart from this color here that was a bit dodgy, and I didn't use that top color, but I liked all the others. Not a little bad drugstore find. So thank you for watching, guys. I hope you have a fantastic week, and I'll be seeing you all next time in my next video. Bye! Hey guys, today's tutorial is a night out look for autumn using the Naked 3 palette. This is a collaboration with the wonderful Rachel from Rachel Lee in 01. It's just a really nice light bronzer. This is in Pari, which is a really nice